and welcome to my new video. Today I am going to be testing out a new foundation. So last week I saw an advert for Makiage foundation on Instagram, and I followed through to the website, to the shop to have a look and purchase it. So I went through their online foundation matcher, and they gave me the result that they thought would best match my skin tone, and kind of matched it along with another foundation that I might use. So it's really good. You can actually try before you buy for 14 days, and if you don't like it, you can just send it back and you will only be charged the original postage fee, which was £4, or at the end of the 14 days they will charge the full amount to your card. So I just got it in today, so it only took like 3 working days I think, which is pretty good. And they matched me with equivalent foundation. I used Wet n Wild Desert Beige. That's the new one I've just got, and it matched my skin perfectly. So this is the box it came in, and just have a little leaflet here, and that just shows you, just gives you a little bit of information and about the formula. It's 100% cruelty free, has a natural matte finish, and it has buildable medium to high coverage, 50 shades for all skin tones in this range, and it has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid for hydration and anti-aging properties. And it gives you some pro tips as well. So prep your skin with a moisturizer and a primer. This formula plays well with a rounded, full-bodied brush like their number 100 foundation brush, or for a lighter coverage use a sponge. Give the foundation some serious stamina by dusting powder across your T-zone to calm oily skin, or use a setting spray if you have dry skin. Because I know obviously if you have a drier skin, you don't particularly like to wear a matte foundation because it can just really accentuate and exaggerate those dry patches. But this one, although it has a matte finish, it's a natural matte finish, so it's not, it still gives you that skin-like glow. So on the back it just says how do you know if a foundation is right for you until it's part of your routine? You don't. So we're giving you 14 days to 4-hour formula at home. So number 1, make sure it's a match. Add 1 to 2 pumps of Woke Up Like This to the back of your hand. Dot the product onto the centre of your face and blend out. Let it dry, then check yourself out in a natural light, just so that you can get a feel for whether you have the right tone or not. So then try it for 14 days. If you love it, keep it, and you'll only be charged 14 days after delivery. If it is not for you, simply return before the free trial ends by visiting ilmakiage.com/return. No charge, no fuss. So yeah, brilliant. And it has some reviews on the back, and it also just gives you an idea of the colour range. You can't really see that well on there, but do go and have a look on their website because you can see them properly there. So this is a 30ml, which is standard size for foundation, and this is the Woke Up Like This, and this shade 85. And to get to that shade, I went through their questions, and it just asks you kind of different questions about your skin. So it's a really nice high-end bottle. It's made of glass. It just looks really good, and it has the pump applicator here. So I'm just going to go with 2 pumps on my hand, like it says, and just apply to the middle of my face. doesn't have much of a scent, nothing unpleasant anyway. And I'm going to use my beauty blender, and just that's my preference, and I'm not going for a full coverage look today. The colour looks absolutely fine. I could even go maybe a shade darker, but I think when I don't have a tan, this will just probably be perfect. It's definitely more on the medium side of coverage, but whether that is just because I'm using the sponge, I'm not sure. I really want to do a wear test on this foundation, but it's quite late in the day today, but I'm planning on wearing this tomorrow. I'm in the office in London for the day, and I won't have time to go through this video in the morning because I have to get up so early and I'll be really rushed for time. So I will be doing a wear test tomorrow. I'm just going to pop a little bit more on, another pump, actually just test out the coverage. I might change I might change to a brush. I'll just put another whole pump on there. I think probably when I did it the first time, the first pump was not a full pump, so give it the benefit of the doubt on that. And I'm just going to use this Morphe Y6 to blend that in. Just stipple and blend. And it does give really nice coverage with the brush also. So and this is a flat top kabuki, so I don't actually have a round head foundation brush, so maybe I will purchase the Makiage suggested brush and do another testing of it to see if that really makes any difference. But so far it's really nice. It's really easy to blend into the skin and gives a really nice finish. So it does have a more matte finish than I would normally wear, but it just looks really good. It doesn't look too flat, and it has just really sunk into the skin nicely. I didn't prime my skin today just because I'm not doing like a full wear test, and this will literally be on for like a couple of hours at most. But tomorrow I will be using my tomorrow I will be using my favourite at the moment, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Pore Refining Primer, and that's the primer I use most often, so I know how it performs under other foundations. So I'll use that and see how this measures up to everything else with that primer. So that's blended in so easily. I didn't even really need to do hardly anything. I'm really happy with the colour, but obviously I might actually go down a shade when I'm a bit browner, but for now I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the colour, the tone, and also with the finish. So I'm just going to go with my concealer just to cover up some pigmentation that I have, which I have to do with every foundation that I use. It doesn't matter really how full coverage I make it, it just doesn't cover up because the marks are so dark. So I'm used to doing this, and it's not the foundation that's not working, just the spots on my skin are so dark. I'm actually going to have laser treatment on them to reduce or get rid of, hopefully, but I'll let you guys know when that's going to go ahead, but that won't be for a few months yet. It'll be definitely in the winter months. I do try and look after my skin. I use SPF every day. When I'm on holiday, I try and keep my face out of the sun all the time. I wear hats, or I put something over my face, just because I just don't want them to get any worse. I also have around my lips, which is so annoying because it just looks like I've got a moustache all the time. So yeah, it's great. So this is my Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer, and I used that because it's a bit darker than what I would normally wear under my eyes, which is my Tarte Shape Tape. So I will just pop a bit of that on now, just to see how all the products layer up. I'm actually literally only going to do the food shopping, and that's it, and then I'll come home and take all of this off. So it looks fine, just a slight amount. And actually this this concealer is really light because I like it lighter under my eyes to really brighten it up and hide the dark circles and the shadows and everything. But it isn't too blindingly bright against this foundation, which is good. That means it's not too dark or too orange on me. So I'm not going to do any brightening or highlighting with concealer today, just because I'm really just not going anywhere. So I will just pop some brows on and some mascara. So with powder, I'm just going to pop on some of my Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder. I'm just going to pop that under my eyes and just in my T-zone, and just to prevent that creasing. And just to pop over that concealer that I've used on my face. I really love this powder. I've only started using it this year, just because I wanted to find something that didn't have terrible flashback. And this had so many great reviews, and I can see why. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it is a matte finish, but I don't feel like it sort of deadens my skin at all. It just looks great. It gives a really, really good finish, so I do recommend the Stay Matte. I'm just going to go off camera and do my brows and pop some mascara on. My brows, I just have this little set that I got from Amazon. It's a powder, and for lashes I just use the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. Well, I'm home after a really long day today in the office. I have had the makeup on all day. I put it on at about 5:30 this morning, and it is now about 4:15, 4:20 in the afternoon. So, you know, a good 11 hours. And it's been absolutely brilliant. It's quite hot outside, and had quite a bit of walking to do for the train and everything, and to get back to the car, so I'm a little bit shiny, but it's held up really, really well. In the places that it's still there, it looks really good. I haven't repowdered at all today because I didn't take it with me, but I've had a couple of meetings today, and I have sort of had my hand like this, so it has worn away a bit on my chin. I've also had lunch. Also, I've had my glasses on today, and although it hasn't necessarily rubbed it away here, I have had to keep pushing them up my face. So across the top of my nose, it has slightly gone, maybe a little bit here from my sunglasses. It is a little bit shiny on my forehead, but I don't know if that's just because I've walked quite a bit in the heat, and also this bloody spot was not there this morning. It actually appeared during the course of the day, so it's not that it hasn't covered that up, it just was not there this morning. It hasn't creased at all anywhere. you know, I think it just still looks really, really nice. I have been able to see my pores a bit on my cheeks and my chin, which I can usually when I have foundation on, even though I do try and use a blurring primer, which I use the L'Oreal Infallible Primer. So I think maybe I'll try a different one underneath, see if that makes any difference. And overall, I'm really pleased and impressed with this little Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation. I literally almost did wake up like this because I've had it on since 5:30 this morning. So really impressed, really pleased, and I am definitely going to keep reaching for this one. I'm not normally a matte foundation girl, but this is a natural matte finish, and I think it is true to that description. It is medium to full buildable coverage, and I also think that that is true to the description as well. I did put it on with a beauty blender, and it does recommend to use a foundation brush, like a domed foundation brush, and I might actually purchase the Makiage recommended brush, but for now I haven't got a problem with putting it on with the sponge. So yeah, I am really pleased, and I highly 100% recommend this one. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and it's been a really long day, so I'm now going to take my makeup off and get some comfies on, although I really love this dress that I have on. I need a shower, take my makeup off and get some comfy clothes on, and just chill out for the evening. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you could give it the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, if you could subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to pop any comments below, that'd be great. Even if you just want to say hi, or you have any recommendations for me, or any videos that you would like me to film coming up, then please do pop that below and I will respond. And by all means, check out my blog, www.whatsallydid.com, or my Instagram @whatsallydid, and say hi over there too. And I will see you next time. Bye.